Put notice on these Crota weapons. They're up there with some of the best weapons in the game, period. And to me, Oversoul Edict is a must-have. It's worthy of a slot in your vault, and nowadays, weapons have to be special. And this one is. It's a monster. I have it crafted. I want to show you some things. And for Oversoul Edict, there are some things that you need to consider. There are some things that you're almost pushed to do, but in the end, it is worth it. You get a lot of worth out of this thing. I want to talk about multiple perk combinations. This isn't a one-size-fits-all type of weapon. Very deadly in PvE, and in the Crucible, you can go dueling, you can go chaining, whatever you want. It's an arc 540 RPM rapid fire frame, slightly faster reload when the mag is empty. Base stat wise, it is midline, which is kind of odd nowadays in Destiny 2 because it's a raid weapon. Usually they're juiced a little bit, but it's just all staying true to D1. That odd scope. I don't mind it, but it does have a glaring 49 recoil direction. And for the Crucible, you are pushed to fix this, and I encourage you to do so. That involves Arrowhead getting it to 79 or another recoil barrel, adding in a counterbalance mod after that, or just plainly using a counterbalance mod. That gets it to 64, which is worlds better than base. All PvP gameplay, I just have a counterbalance mod on. So for the most part, ideally, run whatever barrels and mag that you want. Add on that mod. It's a pulse. You aren't missing Icarus. Any other mods like that. Just accept that's a part of the build when you build it out. Pick the correct barrels and mag for the stats. Clean it up with the mod. We have an awesome origin trait. A trait that sets these weapons apart from others, Cursed Thrall. Defeat a target with a melee attack. Final blows, period, headshot or body shot will cause them to do a Cursed Thrall explosion. 7-second duration, 14 seconds with the artifact mod, so you want that on. In the third column, we have Enlightened Action. Dealing damage improves reload speed and handling. So, not a bad pick. Reload speed and handling are low on this thing. Eye of the Storm, perfect third column perk for the Crucible. Eddy Current, with what's here, I would stay away. Perpetual Motion, really good perk. Again, helping those low stats and helping a strength, which is stability. Base stat wise, it gets a 267 stability, 42 handling, 54 reload. That's without adding barrels mod and masterwork. We have Demolitionist in the third, which is huge. Get a kill, 10% grenade energy. Enhanced is 11%, and when you throw your grenade, it refills the mag. We have Encore. Excellent third column perk. Each stack is 5 range, 8 stability, so 4 stacks is 20 range, 32 stability. Body shot finals are 1 stack, headshot finals are 2. So again, for the base stats, that gets it to 47 range, 79 stability. Really, really good. We have Keep Away, which is an in-between, and this is what's nice. I'll talk about it in the role combinations. Increases range, reload, and accuracy when no targets are in close proximity. The regular perk is 10 range, 30 reload, and accuracy cone help. Enhanced is 15 range, 32 reload, and even more accuracy help. And it is 15 range with enhanced. I bugged the guy that built the perk. It's 15, which is huge. We'll talk about it more later. Fourth column, moving target, a dueling perk for the Crucible. It's good. Swashbuckler works perfectly with the origin trait. You keep getting a damage bonus with your weapon final blows stacked to ×5, but a melee final blow gets it immediately to ×5, which is 33% more. You pair that with the Cursed Thrall origin trait, 33% more damage, and your final blows have the Cursed Thrall explosion. High ground, very interesting on a lot of weapons, but not really on Oversoul Edict. Gain bonus damage when attacking targets from higher ground. You have to be a little bit higher than their level. You can't be in the air when doing it. You get 20% more damage in PvE, 10% more in PvP. Enhanced gives it a passive +5 reload. We have Adrenaline Junkie. This is also good because we have Demolitionist on the other side. This has always worked. Same deal as Swashbuckler, but you need Grenade Final Blows. 33% more damage. Sword Logic, exclusive to the Crota weapons, and it's an amazing perk. It stacks to 4 times. The things to consider. In PvE, a Miner is 1 stack. It lasts for 5.5 seconds. That's 15% more damage. Elites, it lasts for 7.5 seconds. That's 25% more damage. Mini bosses, that counts as 3 stacks. Lasts for 10.5 seconds. That's 35% more damage. And if you down a boss, that's 4 stacks. Lasts for 15.5 seconds, 50% more damage. And in the Crucible, a player counts as 2 stacks. It lasts for 7.5 seconds. And in the Crucible, it's 20% more damage. We're going to get into this in a moment. A brutal perk, Volt Shot. Perfect on this thing. It is an arc weapon. Get a kill, reload, jolt a target, spreads jolt to surrounding targets. Enhanced, the buff can be held a second longer. It is so good. And then we have Headseeker. This shifts to PvP. And when I talk about this in a second, there are some things to consider with Headseeker and why it works so well on a rapid fire frame. Body shots landed, increased precision damage, and aim assist for a short time. This thing has 81 aim assist. So if you put on targeting, start getting some shots in, you're around 100 aim assist, which is great. And it works very odd on a rapid fire frame. I first want to talk about PvE. In that third column, there are 3 things to pay attention to. Enlightened Action, because it just works. Demolitionist, pound for pound, probably the go-to perk for PvE. And then Keep Away. And Keep Away helps the reload range and all that, but the real winner is Demolitionist in the third. And the pairing perk is Volt Shot. As an arc weapon, of course, you can use it on any subclass, and it's going to do great. But with the arc subclass, getting amplified, juicing your reload speed, your handling, all that, turns this thing into a beast. You have melee final blows, curse thrall explosions, getting a kill with the weapon, reloading, and if it times just right of hitting the same enemy, jolting and exploding, all the things that it jolts will also curse thrall explode, which is cool. Don't expect that. But with this, we have massive ad clear 2 different ways. With a weapon from a distance, getting a kill, reloading, Volt Shot, and all of that's adding to Demolitionist. Then, say an ad gets close, you melee final, then you have that 7 seconds or 14 seconds with the artifact perk of just exploding everything on final blows. It's a workhorse. And as you've been seeing, I love running it with Arc Hunter. You can run it with Assassin's Cow, Lucky Raspberry, do it to where your melee final blows, spawn an orb, going invisible, having the Curse Thrall trait, working with Volt Shot. It's great. Highly recommend. We also have Sword Logic. There's a lot of minors. You have that 50% damage, but I think being an arc weapon and with what you can do with Volt Shot, how your encounters seem to go, whether you're doing Spire or even higher tier content, landing Jolt on something, spreading that Jolt, doing damage, taking out surrounding enemies, then the opportunity of Curse Thrall in those situations, too good to pass up in my opinion. And yes, Swashbuckler works because of the melee Curse Thrall trait, but adding in Volt Shot, remember that stuns overloads, you can do a lot with it. That's where I would go, and that's what I have. I'm probably going to craft one with Enhanced Demolitionist with Volt Shot, but I have the regular base combination, and it does just fine. It's souped up on Arc, but again, you can run it on Solar, Strand, Void, whatever you want, and it's going to perform. But getting amplified with this thing is a different ballgame. I love it. I plan to use it a ton. It's going to be with me. For the Barrel Mag and Masterwork in PvE, some things to consider. The recoil direction isn't as bothersome in PvE, but if it is for you, go Arrowhead. That's going to help ADS speed as well. But otherwise, Hammer Forged, Fluted, or Small Bore, it's all about feel at that point. Magazine, a pitted mag mostly. Flared maybe, but a dark horse is armor piercing rounds. Because hear me out, 5% increased damage to shields, that's good, but you also have bullet over penetration. With Volt Shot and especially the Curse Thrall trait, hitting through targets to others behind them is a cheeky good thing to do. Masterwork's going to be range or handling. I believe that the top PvE combination is Demo Volt Shot. Other options are great and they do work. Demo Swash, Demo Junkie, Demo Sword Logic. In that third, you get so much more out of Demo than the others. I think it's just a pure natural PvE choice. And with it being Arc, same thing. I think Volt Shot is the pure natural PvE choice. It's a beast. On to PvP. This pulse has an embarrassment of riches for the Crucible. I'm going to compare it to some other popular rapid fires. Ones that duel well, ones that chain well, ones that are neutral, all of them. It's got perfect PvP perks. And because of that, you're going to have to do some soul searching. Because there's options for every playstyle. How I set mine up: Hammer Forged, Ricochet, Range Masterwork. And remember, at level 20 on your craft, above that, you get about 2 points to all stats that aren't your Masterwork. With this setup, it's 52 range, 57 stability, 64 recoil with the counterbalance mod. Once you get to level 20, it's still 52 range, but 59 stability, 24 handling, 36 reload. That's above level 20. And the third column for the Crucible, ones that will get chosen and ones that you should consider: Eye of the Storm, pure dueling, nothing wrong with going Eye of the Storm if you want to go that route. Health gets low, you get handling, which is its lowest stat, and then accuracy to help win duels. Perpetual Motion, dueling perk. You gotta be busy. ×2 is 20 handling, stability, and reload. So on mine, with that Hammer Forge setup, it's 52 range, 77 stability, 42 handling, 54 reload. That's great. When the craft's above 20, plus 2 more to those stats. Then we have Encore, that's backloaded. High ceiling for this weapon, plus 20 range, plus 32 stability at ×4 stack. That would bring my setup to 72 range, 89 stability. Technically 91 stability. And you're seeing some of that right now. Encore makes it a laser, even more range. It's a great perk. Nothing wrong with choosing it. But then we have Keep Away, a hybrid, a mixture, a dueling perk. Plus 10 range, enhanced is plus 15 range. You have to be 15 meters away from enemies, but mostly you're going to be with a pulse rifle. 30 reload speed and accuracy help. It's an awesome perk. In the fourth column, moving target, dueling perk. Plus 10 aim assist, a faster strafe. Easily hitting 100 aim assist with targeting. Head Seeker. And the thing about it, we have it in the background. We've seen it on Autumn Wind, other rapids. The buff duration on a rapid fire is crazy because after you land that body shot for 0.55 seconds, you have the buff. In that small time frame, you get the aim assist and the extra headshot damage. It shoots so fast that you can land a body and then double or even triple up on the extra head seeker damage. It's an awesome perk. All of those work for dueling, for threes, trials, Eye of the Storm, Perpetual Motion, Keep Away, pair with Moving Target or Head Seeker. Any combination works. Perpetual Head Seeker, Eye Moving. I don't have a bad thing to say about any of those. It's all down to your playstyle. I used Encore Head Seeker for a while. It was awesome. But I believe that the true calling is Keep Away Sword Logic. That's what I ended up with. That's what I crafted. That's what I'm staying with. And here's why. Sword Logic in the Crucible is a massive, and I mean massive bonus. 20% more damage for 7.5 seconds. I was putting up multiple 50 bombs with it. You get a kill, no reload needed. I tried I tried Encore, I tried Perpetual Motion. All of those are good. And what I'm saying is, if you want to go Perpetual Motion, Sword Logic, that's great. Encore, Sword Logic, awesome. But Keep Away makes sense for me. Extending the range even more, because you have to think by default, upping your damage with Sword Logic extends your range a little bit. It's helping the reload, and at a distance, accuracy, or just simply in duels, accuracy help. The base TTK for these is 0.8. Tier 8 to 10 is 8 crit, 1 body. Tier 5 to 7, 7 crit, 1 body. Tier 4 and below, it's a 0.73, 8 crits. 20% more damage with Sword Logic, we have a TTK shift. Tier 10, 0.73 TTK, 6 crit, 2 body. Tier 3 to 9, the majority of players, is a 0.67 for 7 crits. Tier 2 and below, you can do 6 crit, 1 body for a 0.67. In the end, with Keep Away and the added stats, the craft being over 20, it's 67 range, 59 stability, 68 reload, and then accuracy help as well. Effortless target to target, 20% more damage, long refreshable timer, and this timer, a big thing, you can stow it and bring it back out. The timer does not go away, it just counts down in the background. It works just like Golden Tricorn, and that's 15% more damage, but that timer goes away if you steal the weapon, not with this. And I tried all of these rolls, looked back, compared it to other rolls, like this absolute unit Horror's Least that's adept. Zen Moment Kill Clip, because I have Keep Away, it's 13 more range. I have Sword Logic, and I believe that Sword Logic is better than Kill Clip on certain weapons, and Rapid Fires are one of them, because you don't need a reload. These have a slow reload stat, and Kill Clip and Sword Logic both achieve a 0.67. They're both 0.67, only with this, it's just effortless. And then you go to dueling, something like Autumn Wind, different slot, but this one's Killing Wind Head Seeker, 57 range, 57 stability, so 77 range with Killing Wind, it has 15 handling. So this, it's gonna have a little bit less range, but it's gonna have more accuracy, it's gonna have double the reload, double the handling, and a potent damage perk. So when I looked at all of this, I love my Horror's Least, my Autumn Wind, other rapids, but the true outlier is Sword Logic. Very fun in 6s, Iron Banner, but definitely is going to work in 3s. It's a special thing. As a raid weapon, that's the defining factor, special to this set. And that's got to be the true calling. Sometimes these raid-specific perks are a miss when it comes to the Crucible, like Bait and Switch, right? Great in PvE, not so much in the Crucible, but this is different. So why not use it to its fullest potential? In this type of combination, the Sword Logic, you can't get it anywhere else. And that's why it's so good. And not only is it just good period, it's stat for stat with the others. It's right there with them. I went with Keep Away, but you can go with Perpetual Motion. You go with IR Encore if you want. Nothing wrong with that. And actually, I encourage you to mess with perks on it. Because like Sword Logic, you've seen the streaks, the chaining, the lethality. Imagine having 72 range, 91 stability with Encore 4 and Sword Logic. That's what we're talking about here. I've had a ton of fun with it. Extremely lethal. I've even done Athras knives with it, getting melee final blows. So it's Sword Logic plus Radiant plus Cursed Explosion final blows. It's a blast. Very, very special weapon. Again, an embarrassment of riches. And the best part, depending on what you want it for, depending on your play style, it fits it. It will fit it. Some of you won't move around. Perpetual Motion's a no-go. Others, it's all you do. It's going to be great. Same with Encore, all these perks. It's so good, so well put together. It's a keeper. They did a great job, does well on both sides of the game. Go get one. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button. And if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. Let's talk about it down below. What are your thoughts on it and the other Crota weapons? Thank you for watching. And until the next one, I am CoolGuy.